In this video, we're going to be looking at the dispatch board. So what you're seeing here is a dispatch board of a day that's already passed. So this is Monday, February 24th. Today is March 1st. So all of these jobs have already been completed. That is why they're gray. I'll show you a quick look at a day in the future. We'll go to Monday the 3rd. All of these jobs are blue. They have not yet been completed or dispatched to, so that is why they're going to be a different color. And we'll go back to the 24th. And that's how you change that date. You can click on it, select a new date. You can click these arrows, go to the next day, go back to the previous day. You can click today, and it'll jump to March 1st. But we will go back to the 24th. And I want to show you with the schedule as well. So you can see here, we have Josh, Eric, and Michael. There's only 3. If you go look at the schedule for the same day, so we're on Monday the 24th, you'll see there's only 3 different colors. We have Eric, Michael, and Josh. So we only had jobs on those 3. So, excuse me, let me get back over to the dispatch page. We'll just click dispatch here. And go back to the 24th. Alright. And usually it'll have just the technicians that have jobs. So that's why on the 3rd, you can see there's a lot more happening. We have a lot more jobs on there, so you can see every technician that's available. Alright, we'll go back to the 24th. So all of these lines here, the little gray squares and the blue lines, those all mean different things. These gray squares is when the technician dispatched. So if you hover over it, it'll say dispatched 8:07 a.m. And then if you go over to the blue circle, they arrived at 8:15. And there's 2 that are kind of overlapping right here, so we'll look at this one instead. Dispatched 11:03, arrived at 11:23, and then done at 1:22. So it just shows you kind of the length of the job, and you can see it's in line up here, so it's probably about 5:45. Yep, 5:49 is when they finished. And this one's around 1:02. So it's just so you can see a timeline kind of in length of how long that they were there for. And you'll also see the customer names and the address and the tags for each customer. So we have Charles Goad again. You can see he's a Carefree Lawn member, so that tag is on there. And if you hover over him, that'll pull up that box that shows you some more information. And we have it set to daily, but this is another one that is kind of just preference if you wanted to look at it weekly. You could do that as well. So you can see we're on Monday the 24th. Damon didn't have any jobs, or the 25th, 26th, or 27th. He did have jobs on the 28th. When you're looking at it weekly, it goes by technician. So if you wanted to scroll down, you can see Josh. And then on the day, the 24th, he had this job. And all the way to Sunday, it'll show you each job that he has. And there's Joey's, and you can see he had funeral time as well as Ryan. And you can see Eric's jobs all listed. I personally like to look at the daily. And I'll go ahead and change the date over to the 27th. That way you can see on here, if you scroll all the way to 12 a.m., This block out is for the funeral, so they were not working this day, so it's blocked out for them. You can see everybody else's jobs on there still. And then here we have irrigation techs. And we have treatment techs, and you'll see that Ethan is there. He does have jobs. He's going to be transitioning over to treatments, but we still have him doing some irrigation work for now, so that's why he's in a different section. And you can also see over here on the right side, we have a little chat box. If you open that, we can see all the messages with each technician. This is how you're going to be communicating with them. Close that out. And you can refresh the board right here as well. And then if we scroll down a little bit, you can see these tabs all along here. Unassigned is just a job that doesn't have a technician assigned to it. You'll see we have 0 of those. We don't like to put them on the board without assigning a technician. We don't have any alerts. Click on scheduled. We do have 2 of these. It looks like sold quotes that are scheduled. Unconfirmed, you won't really use this tab. Dispatched, we have 0 because it's Saturday, so nobody's working right now. When somebody is dispatched, the job will be purple instead of gray or blue. And when they have arrived, it'll be green. Working, 0 because nobody's working today. Paused, we do have a paused appointment. That's going to be the technicians will pause them. If they get there, they sell a quote, it's going to take them longer than what they have available, and we need to get it rescheduled. They'll go ahead and pause it, and then the dispatcher will reschedule it for another day. And then done. These are just all of these jobs that were completed. And then hold. These jobs are not on the schedule. These are jobs that are on hold. They are usually jobs where we needed to get them rescheduled and we're just waiting for them to call back and schedule, or we just haven't heard from them yet. So that's why they're on hold. Then you have canceled. This person canceled. And then future is all of the jobs coming up. And then if we go over here to the second, where we put our test job on, you'll see our job right there. And I like to just keep this as unassigned unless I need to get into these tabs. That way it's kind of cleared up over here. It doesn't look as cluttered. But we have our job right here. You can see the customer name, the job type, and you can also click on the job. It'll take you to the job page. And then if we scroll down some more, we have a map. I don't really use this map, but if you'll zoom in right here, it'll show you where the technicians last updated were. So you can see Josh was in McKinney area. We have Eric over by Carrollton. Just so it shows you where they were last updated at. But I don't really use the map. You can also hide it if you want. Keeps everything less cluttered. But that is going to be the main functions of the dispatch board. You can message with the technicians here, or if you click on a technician, you can do a bunch of things. We won't really use any of these. You can call them, or you can send them a message, or you can view their route. I'll go ahead and change it to busier day just so you could see. Click on Damon, say view technician route. It'll pull up Google Maps, and it'll pull up all their job addresses, including their address to start with, so you can see where they're starting from. So you can see he's starting in Royce City, going over to Richardson, and then Coppell, and then Keller for these two. but the dispatcher will mainly use this. We don't really need this too much at this point, but sometimes it can still be useful to look at. We'll go ahead and go back to the dispatch board. And that is really it for the dispatch board. The reason I like to use this sometimes instead of the schedule when it looks so crazy is because we'll go to a different day here. You'll notice we have 2 8 to 1 jobs and 2 1 to 5 jobs. So everybody gets 4 jobs for the most part. You can see if you go over to Joey, he only has 1. So you know that you have room for 3 other jobs on Joey. Or if you go to Michael, you can see he has 3, so we have room for 1 more. It's easier to kind of see the gaps to see where you have room for jobs instead of looking at the schedule. When you have all these jobs on there, it's really difficult sometimes to see where you have openings at. If it's a day that's a little bit slower, like this one, you can see Josh only has 1, so you have room for 3 more. But again, when you have this many jobs, it can be difficult. So that's why sometimes it's easier to just use the dispatch board, but it's all a preference, whatever just works best for you.